Razer's Nommo Chroma, speakers have awesome sound, weird design. To state the obvious, the Razer Nommo speakers look different. They have a striking design that often inspired a "what are to-us" type of reaction from anyone who came across the speakers while I was reviewing them. But they're meant for gaming, not inspiring meme references. The Razer Nommo start at $100, 60 Australian dollars, 35 pounds, but the Nommo Chroma speakers reviewed here cost $150, 189 Australian dollars, 109 pounds, and add a band of lights in the base of each speaker that can be tuned to 16.8 million colors. Razer also makes the $500, 500 pounds, Nommo Pro speakers, which had a separate tweeter on top of each driver and a standalone downward-firing subwoofer. Australian pricing and availability for the Pro has not yet been announced, but the US price converts to roughly 650 Australian dollars. With two 3-inch drivers and rear-facing bass ports, the Nommos sound far better than computer speakers you'd typically find at their price. Audio is luxuriously rich and full, with thunderous bass that packs a pronounced punch. Due to the directional audio, loud effects felt intensely immersive. No one would call the cops on you for blasting at maximum volume, however they are surprisingly powerful, mimicking the larger-than-life effect of a movie theater, except on a much smaller scale. Speaking of movies, the gaming speakers work just as well for those, too. Just like with games, sound effects in movies were booming and aggressive, but never harsh. Sound was even better when optimized for movies using Razer's Synapse software, more on that later. For example, in the opening scene of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, a couple driving while listening to the radio are shown while Brandy, "You're a Fine Girl" by Looking Glass plays. The movie setting helped pronounce the difference between when the song is playing for the characters in the movie, static crackling with a muffled AM radio tone with a rumbling car engine in the background, and when it's intended for the viewer, crystal clear and louder than the dialogue. It still falls a bit short when it comes to music, however. The bass didn't make as dramatic of an impact when playing music as it did with games and movies. To be sure, they sounded supremely full and balanced playing every genre I threw on it, even at max volume. I wouldn't hesitate to use the speakers for a small party, especially with the chroma lights on, but if it's primarily a music speaker you seek, better keep looking. While the speakers sound solid, the chroma lights definitely add to the experience. They're discreetly wrapped along the rim of the speaker's base, framing a smooth and gritty rubber base that keeps the lamp-like speaker steadily in place. Even when lit and rotating through every shade in the color spectrum, they're surprisingly subdued. Download Razer's Synapse software and unlock almost endless customization options for the lights. Everything from color and speed to pattern and frequency can be tweaked. When the volume knob on the right speaker's base is turned up or down, the light's brightness on that speaker go up and down, too. The same thing goes for the bass knob in left speaker. It adds some actual functionality to the lights, and it's useful for when you can't tell the bass is already maxed out, like I kept doing when listening to music. The lights aren't bright enough to illuminate anything, they're merely for aesthetics. I like them. They add a little panache to the otherwise odd-looking speakers. Would I pay an extra $50? No, not unless I was already invested in the chroma line. I'm not.